Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritam Vande Bhagavantahu Punah Punah. Today we are doing Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, 30th verse we were doing, and we will continue with that, 30th verse. The classes will continue till 14th, either 14th or 19th, as per the case, depending upon the vaccination. And please don't be disgusted with vaccination. This is important to have vaccination. And somebody has commented that they are modern Rakshasas, etc. But I don't think so. Vaccinations are useful. It is better to take vaccinations because there is no point in suffering once the problem comes. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. And then the classes will reopen on 28th of June. All this I am saying because some people come on, for some people may see, some people may not hear. And therefore I am just saying this in all these classes. Here it is said, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya, says offering all actions unto me, Bhagavan says. Adhyatma chetasa, with a reflective mind, with a discerning mind. Adhyatma chetasa means discerning between Atma, the experiencer, and the experienced. The body is experienced, and the one who experiences is a conscious being, and there is a difference between the experiencer and the experienced. And the experiencer and experienced relationship also is an object of anubhava, and therefore the one who looks experiencer is in fact the absolute, the truth. Is that relationship doesn't qualify him. Experiencer experienced relationship doesn't qualify the experiencer, and therefore the experiencer by nature is absolute. And therefore here Bhagavan says, those who offer unto me all their duties with a reflective mind, with a discerning mind. I have explained to you what is Adhyatma Chetasa. Adhyatma means pertaining to one's own existence. Adhi Atma Chetasa, pertaining to Atma. The Chetasa means with the mind pertaining to one's own existence, not one's own emotions and problems, etc., one's own life, but one's own existence. One's own existence is important. One's own existence, one's own experience. You can't offer all your duties unto Bhagavanji, because there is no, Bhagavan is being infinite. By your offering, it's not going to make him more better than him or less than him. By offering, he is not going to grow bigger. By not offering, he is not going to grow smaller. And therefore, what is it offering? Offering means understanding that Bhagavan is, I am not the author of my own choice. I find myself with a choice, but I am not the author of my choice. I can only use my choice to perform the actions. Therefore, Bhagavan is the Karmadhyakshaha. The source is the Karmadhyakshaha. Karmadhyakshaha means he is the author of all the details that I use for doing actions. That is called Karmadhyakshaha. He is the source of my choice. He is the source of my hands. He is the source of my feet. He is the source of my eyes and senses. In this manner, that source means the author. The word the source and the word the author mean the same thing. He is the source of all my faculties. I am not the author of any faculty of mine. I find myself with it, but I don't create any detail in myself. And therefore, Bhagavan is the Karmadhyaksha, and after doing an action, I don't get any result by my choice. I can't use my choice, I can't command any result. And therefore, the results are also as per the law of the karma. The law of karma always takes into account the past, my past. Keeping in view my past, it edits my present actions and I get the results. This is what is called the law of karma. So, and the law of karma, call it the law of karma or call it the Lord, where the law of karma operates in the creation. And the Lord is the source of the entire creation. Therefore, he is the source of the law of karma also. Therefore, call it the law of karma or call it the Lord. It doesn't matter at all. Therefore, Bhagavan is the karma phala data. Bhagavan is the karmadhyaksha. He is the author of every detail, and he is the giver of the results. In this manner, the one who understands it, that is what is called offering place. With the understanding that I have not authored, I can only make use of my details, the given details, my hands, my feet, my eyes, my ears, etc. I can only make use of my faculties. I can't author them. I find myself with them. And therefore, the understanding Bhagavan as the author of my details, the details of my karma, and also he is the giver of the results. And with that understanding, if I do my duty, that is what is called offering the duty unto the Lord. Another way of looking at it is, I am doing my duty only for my mental peace, so that I can know the truth. Thus, you connect your duty to knowing the truth, the jignasa. It is a part of your jignasa. Your duty is a part of your vichara. It should be aligned to, it can be connected to knowing the truth. Your duties are not separate. They are not life cannot be compartmentalized. Every detail in life is connected to knowing the truth. The knowing the truth that is what is called vichara. I don't have to add anything to Bhagavan. I don't have to add anything. I can't delete anything from Bhagavan. I can only know Bhagavan. Our need is to know Bhagavan, to know the truth. Our need is to know that by nature we are Anandam, we are Shanti, we are peace, we are the awareness, we are Sat Chit Anandam, we are Satyam, Jnanam and Anantam, we are Brahma Swarupam. This is our need, please. This is our need. And for that need, if you do your duty, that is also called offering your duties unto Bhagavan. Adhyatma Chetasa means with a discerning mind. Nirashihi. Nirashihi means without any hope that the objects, without any asha, without any hope that the objects can make you full. The objects can never make you full. You may own the objects. That's a different thing, but they can never make you full. They can never stop your struggle, please. Therefore, many limited things don't make one unlimited thing. Nirashihi, nirmamaha. Nirmamaha means without the ownership. The need is not to own. The need is to know what you are. What you are is different from what you have. Having is different from being. What you are being is the truth. What you are having is an object. And what you have is always limited. And what you are is unlimited. And therefore, here Bhagavan says, Nirmamo Bhutva means you don't have to, even if you don't own anything, it doesn't matter. What is important is recognizing what you are. What you are is more important than what you have. And therefore, nirmamo bhutva yujyasva vigata dvaraha. Continue fight, continue to live your life. In the case of Arjuna, it is fighting, but in the case of other people, it's just living your life. Continue to live your life. Vigata dvaraha, without tension, without any frustration, without any fever. Jvaraha means fever. Fever should be understood as without frustration, without ambition, because ambition is to own, desire is to own. But here, the need is not to own, the need is to know what you are. What you are is more important than what you own. What you own is material, what you are is spiritual. And therefore, the scripture says, try to be nirmamaha. Nirmamaha means don't look for owning things, look for knowing what you are. Nirmama bhutva yujyasva vigata jvaraha. And without any frustration, go on living. Peacefully live. As a peace lover, live. You are dharmika, and you are also a jignasu. Dharma helps you to survive. In interactions, you have to follow values. You can't follow Vedanta in interaction. In interactions, what you need to follow is dharma. Dharma is in living process. You can put into practice only dharma, please. Vedanta is only recognized. It is understood. It is understood. Like the 10th man cannot put into practice that he is the 10th man. He can only put into practice, only dharma can be put into practice. Truthfulness can be followed, can be put into practice. Honesty can be put into practice. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, arjavam, all these things can be put into practice. But Atma is Brahman, it cannot be put into practice. It has to be recognized. Recognition is an end in itself, please. It is not something, it's not another dharma. It is not a part of dharma. It is a part of jnanam. It is jnanam. It is your nature, recognizing your nature. Beyond which really, after knowing yourself, there is nothing more to know. Because knowing yourself amounts to knowing the whole universe to be yourself. Yena shrutam shrutam bhavati, amatam matam bhavati, avijñatam vijñatam bhavati. It is said. What is unheard becomes heard, what is unthought of becomes thought of, what is ununderstood becomes understood by understanding your being. The experiencer has to be understood. The experienced is not outside the one who experiences. He says, it is my anubhava. The waking is my anubhava. The dream is my anubhava. The deep sleep state as the absence of the waking and the dream is my anubhava. And if you say it is Advaitam, it is my anubhava. And therefore, nothing is, anubhava is the only evidence, please. Universal anubhava is the only evidence. And therefore, everything is within anubhava. And the one who experiences is oneself. Therefore, don't look at them, don't look at the objects as the objects of the senses. They look at the objects as anubhava vishayas. They are a matter of your experience. They are a matter of your experience. And as experienced, they are not outside the experiencer, the being. The experiencer experienced relationship also is an object of experience. And therefore, that does not qualify the experiencer actuality. And this actuality is absolute. And therefore, for that knowledge, I am doing my duty for understanding myself. In this manner, do your duties. And that is, and therefore, doing every duty for knowledge is also offering, please. Offering does not mean simply saying Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, but meaning it. That is offering. And not only saying, but also meaning. To say is easier, but to mean is you have to be You have to mean it in your mind. That makes you a student of truth. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha shraddhavanto nasuyantaha muchyante tepi karmabhihi. This is the 31st verse. Ji. Ye me means those people. Me matam means my sammatam. What is logical and what is within anubhava is called the Lord's sammatam. What is consistent with the divinity. What is consistent with reasoning is consistent with the divinity. What is consistent with anubhava is consistent with the divinity. That is called consistent with Bhagavan, consistent with divinity. That is called me matam. Idam, this view of mine, this path of mine, this path that leads to me, ye me matam idam, nityam, always, anutishtanti, follow. Manavaha, the human beings. The human beings who follow my path, the path leading to me. The path leading to me is understanding Bhagavan as Karmadhyaksha and Karma Phaladata, and also living your life in order to recognize your actuality, your nature. Those who follow this path, this path that leads to me, such people, Shraddhavantaha, those who are endowed with Shraddha. Shraddha means Shastreshu, Guru Vakyeshu, Satya Buddhi is defined like this. Shastreshu means in what the scripture says, and Guru Vakyeshu means in what the teacher says. Satya Buddhi is there is a sense of, there is a reality, because the topic is myself. I have no reason to doubt. I have no reason to doubt because I have no reason to doubt what Vedanta says. It is doubt free. It is not possible to doubt it, because your existence is exactly the topic. If your existence is the topic, your existence you can't doubt. That the waking is your experience cannot be doubted. The dream is your experience cannot be doubted. Deep sleep state is your experience cannot be doubted. There may not be senses, but the absence of senses itself is your experience. Whatever you say is your experience, and therefore that experience cannot be doubted. And it is that experience that the Shruti is talking about. And therefore, ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha shraddhavantaha. And therefore, I have no reason to doubt either Shastram or the teacher's words. If the teacher is talking only the Shastra, then I have no reason to doubt what the Shastra says, because it's talking about me, my existence, I can't doubt, my anubhava, I can't doubt. Anasuyantaha, those who have Shraddha and those who are not, they don't dislike my path, this path leading to the truth. Anasuyantaha. Asuya means, dislike, jealousy. Anasuyantaha means without disliking this spirituality, without disliking, because spirituality need not, there are some people who think spirituality makes you non-materialistic, therefore you will be stunted, your growth in materialism will be stunted if you become spiritual. I say, even if you are stunted in materialism, so what is important is what you are is important, not what you own, not what you create, not what you achieve, not what you enjoy, not what you accumulate. That's not important, but recognizing what you are is important. That is the spirituality, recognizing what you are important. Even if you can create a lot of things, so what? It doesn't make much difference. It is non-eternal. Yad kritikam tad anityam. Yad kritikam tad anityam. What is created is non-eternal. What is created by man is non-eternal. Even Jiva Srishti is disprovable. Jiva Srishti, Ishvara Srishti is even disprovable. What to talk of Jiva Srishti ji? Jiva Srishti is only within Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara Srishti is within the universe. Ishvara Srishti is the universe. Jiva Srishti is within the universe. If the universe itself is something not outside Anubhava, what is Jiva Srishti is not outside Anubhava. It cannot be parallel to one's existence. And therefore, Shraddhavantaha, Anasuyantaha. I have no Anasuyantaha. I am explaining this. Please listen. There is no reason to doubt what Vedanta says. There is no reason to doubt. You must, when you doubt, you must have a reason to doubt. When the topic is your existence, and it is talking about your body. Your body is a matter of experience, and your existence is a matter of it is Anubhava Swarupam. It is a matter of experience, and therefore, what is a matter of experience cannot be doubted, please. If what is a matter of experience can be doubted, then a distortion can be doubted. Experience cannot be doubted, please. The distortion, what is Shruti is telling, that you are unlimited, and that cannot be doubted because everything is within your experience. What is so, and therefore your existence is all comprehensive. Confinability is not there, is a distortion. Comprehensiveness is your actuality, and that cannot be doubted. That is what is called anasuyantaha, without having any reason to doubt. Anasuyantaha, without disliking my path, the path that leads to me. Muchyante tepi karma bihi, and they get liberated. Tepi, even they get liberated from, even without recognizing. But just by following the path that leads to Bhagavan, they get liberated from the good and bad results of karma. They are above the law of karma. They become more mentally peaceful than having pleasures or pains, and therefore in time they are again born as students, and then they will listen to the truth. Therefore, the path that you have covered, you don't have to cover again. The path that you have covered is covered for good. And then the path that you have not yet covered, you will cover in some life. But the life in rebirth is something that you can't doubt, because this life you can't doubt. And therefore, the next life also cannot be doubted. Why this life cannot be doubted? Because it is within Anubhava. What is within Anubhava cannot be doubted. Maybe this is the last life. I say the last life can be there only when the truth is understood. That is the last life. And until the truth is understood, one goes on appearing, manifesting as an individual again and again. Like you close your eyes to the snake, you don't see the snake. That is called death. And when you open, you will again see the snake, and that is called rebirth. But once I know the rope, the snake is gone for good. It is disproved. And once the snake is disproved, then I am liberated from the snake. The disproval is the liberation. Disproval is the liberation. And therefore, falsifying is the liberation. Therefore, a person when he knows the rope as rope, the snake is falsified. Shraddhavanta anasuyanta muchyante tepi karmabhihi. Ye tvetad abhyasuyanta. Ye, those people, etat, this path that leads to me, abhyasuyantaha, disliking this path, na anutishtanti, they don't follow this path. They only do their duties for making more and more money, and then doing duty itself is not important. Attitude is important. Why are you doing your duty? That is more important. You are doing your duty. Is it to enjoy the material pleasures, or is it for mental peace? What is it that you do your duty for? Doing duty alone is not enough. Why you are doing your duty? That has to be very clear. Yetyetad abhyasuyantaha, those who dislike this path that leads to me, na anutishtanti, those who do not follow this path, me matam, this path that is consistent with the divinity, consistent with universal experience, and consistent with the reasoning. That is called matam, even though it is called matam, don't take it as opinion, God's opinion. It is not an opinion, it is sammatam. What is consistent with reasoning is not an opinion. What is consistent with universal experience is not an opinion. It's not a subjective opinion, please. Your existence is not a subjective opinion. Your existence is a fact. And therefore, that you experience is a fact, is not an opinion. Subjective opinion. Subjective opinion means speculation. What is not evident, you speculate. It should be like this, it should be like that, etc. That is speculation. Your existence need not be speculated, it is experienced. And therefore, there is no reason to doubt. But yet, there are people who dislike this path that leads to the truth. How do you understand them? How do you take them? Sarvajnana vimudanstan vidhi. Understand that they are stupid. They don't really think. They are non-thinkers. They're insane. Sarvajnana vimudhanstan. They are Sarvajnana vimudhanstan vidhi means understand them as ununderstanding people. Nashtan, they are gone people. Achetasaha, they are mindless people. Always understand they are gone people, are mindless people, are insane people, because they only they only work, they live to accumulate and enjoy the world. But even if you enjoy the world till for 100 years, you still remain incomplete. And that is a problem. That has to be taken into account, please. Even if a person enjoys the world for 1,000 years, he remains incomplete. Even if a person lives for 1,000 years, he remains non-eternal. Eternity is different from non-eternity. Completeness is different from incompleteness. The Brahma means it is eternal and it is complete. And that is exactly our need. Our need is our completeness. Our need is our existence, eternity. Eternity is our need. It's not a big thing to think that eternity is our need. People may think it is exaggerated need. It is not exaggerated need. That is the simplest need. Everyone, after living one more day, you want to live one more day. That means your eyes are set on eternity. Eternity is your actuality, your nature, and that has to be recognized as your nature. And therefore, recognizing your nature is more important than enjoying the world. Sorry. And therefore, Nashtana Chetasaha, they are mindless people, they are Sarvajnana Vimudanstan, they are totally confused, they are confused a lot, they don't understand. Enjoying the world also, it gives you sukham all right, but that it is a non-eternal pleasure. Every sense pleasure is non-eternal, and then even if you enjoy it for the whole life, for 1,000 years, you will still remain incomplete. As a jiva, you will remain a jiva. And therefore, here Bhagavan says, those who live for material prosperity, they live only in vain. They are nashtan, achetasaha. Understand them as gone cases. Understand them as mindless cases. Understand them as confused lot. In this manner, please understand them. Don't argue with them. Don't run them down. Understand quietly that there is no point in talking to them. Everybody has to grow from within. Advices are never received. The one who receives advice is a great man, is a wise man. Otherwise, nobody receives advices. Everybody has to burn his fingers and learn a lesson. and everybody has to grow from within. In this manner, Yetveta Dabhyasoyantaha Nanutishtanti me matam Sarvajnana Vimudanstan Vidhi Nashtana Chetasaha. This is 32nd verse is over. 33rd verse. Let us see. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha. Swasyaha sadrisham cheshtate. Everybody is consistent with himself. He always follows his nature. Sadrisham means something similar to his nature. Sadrisham swasyaha. Swasyaha apna sadrisham. Cheshtate means a person behaves exactly as per his nature. Sadrisham means as per his nature. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakritehe. Jnanavanapi. Prakritehe. Prakriti means one nature. Jnanavanapi means even if he is an literate person, even if an educated person, he always follows his nature. His nature means his impulses. His impulses he follows. He follows his own nature. If he is a South Indian Jnani, my Guru used to say, if he is a South Indian Jnani, he will go for eating rice. If he is a North Indian Jnani, he goes for, if he is a Punjabi Jnani, he will go for paratha. And therefore, that is his nature, because since childhood he has been eating roti, and therefore he will go for roti. And a South Indian has been eating rice, and therefore even after jnanam, he would like to have rice. And therefore jnanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani. Hey Arjuna, you will always, because you are a kshatriya, even if you go to Rishikesh, you will only start fighting, because fighting is your nature. And therefore, kshatriya, as a kshatriya, you have been a soldier right from the beginning, and therefore you will continue to fight. You will continue to be like a soldier like. And therefore, prakritim yanti bhutani, all the individuals only go as per their nature. Nigraha kim karishyati, what will your self-control do? Self-control is good, but self-control will not remain. Self-control, your self-control, controlling your nature cannot. Don't control your impulses. Yes, it's important. But then if you try to do something else other than what is your duty, then it will not remain for long. If you try to do something what is other than what you like, is other than your nature. Your nature is something what you like. And if you do an action which you don't like, you will not be able to do it for long. And therefore, action must be loved. You must always like your actions. And therefore, prakritim yanti bhutani, all the prakriti, every individual follows his own nature. Nigraha kim karishyati, trying to be otherwise will not work. Nigraha means trying to be otherwise. If you are a fighter, you cannot be a non-fighter, you cannot be a peace lover for a long time. You will continue to be, and therefore continue to be a kshatriya, continue to be a soldier, and even as a soldier you can understand the truth, please. Why? Because you can understand the limitations of all your actions, and you can also understand the glory of recognizing your nature. Even as a soldier, you are an experiencer of the world. You experience the waking, you experience the dream, you experience the sleep, and therefore, even that relation, that experience relation, is not outside the experiencer. Therefore, it doesn't qualify the experiencer. Therefore, you as a soldier also is an experience. Fundamentally, you are an experiencer. Then you are called a soldier. That's not a big thing. That you are a soldier is not a big thing. But that you are an experiencer is a big thing. That happens to be the truth, please. And therefore, you have to see that you are the experiencer of everything, and everything falls within your experience. And what falls within your experience? It is falling within your being. Even though your experience, even though I say your experience, see, you the experience. You are Anubhava Swarupam. The object is Anubhava Vishayam. The eyes are Anubhava Vishayam. The senses are Anubhava Vishayam. The sense objects are Anubhava Vishayam. Whereas the one who is aware is Anubhava Swarupam. The experiencer is Anubhava Swarupam. Therefore, there is no difference between a soldier and a sweeper, a soldier and a doctor. Everybody is the same. And therefore, one can do one's duty and then also know the truth. You need not really change your nature. You don't have to change your impulses. One set of impulses need not be replaced by another set of impulses. And therefore, it is not the impulses. Even if you control the impulses, they will come back again. And therefore, ultimately, all impulses have to be disproved. Like when you wake up from the dream, all the dream impulses are, the sense of reality has to be disproved. Similarly, here the waking also, in the waking impulses also have to be disproved by knowing the truth. And therefore, your effort should not be to to replace the impulses, one set of impulses by another set of impulses, but it is to understand your actuality. The topic is not your impulses, the topic is your existence, please. This you have to follow very clearly. The topic is your existence. You are the topic. You are the topic, not what you have, not what manifests in you, not an impulse. Impulse is not the topic. A given object is not the topic. Even the universe is not the topic. You are the topic. When you are the topic, when you have understood yourself, even the universe gets understood as non-separate from you. The Anubhava Vishayam is non-separate from the Anubhava Swarupam. The evident is not separate from the evidence. The evidence is yourself. For the entire universe, the evidence is your existence, G. You are the evidence. You are the evidence, please. Don't be surprised to know that you are the evidence. People may ask a question, what is the evidence that there is a universe? I say, the one who is aware of it is the evidence. And it is made of what is evident is made of what is the evidence. That is why a pot made of clay is called a clay pot. An ornament made of gold is called a golden ornament. In the same manner, what is made of the evidence is called the evident. The evident. And one's own existence is the evidence. And the evidence is called the self-evident. Self-evident means it is Anubhava Swarupam, self-evident. It is not that something it is evident through the senses, whereas the object may be evident through the senses, an object of the senses, but it's an object of Anubhava. The senses and the sense objects both are Anubhava Vishayam. They are within your experience. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Controlling your impulses itself is not the final goal, please. You have to control the impulses in order to know your nature, your actuality. In order to know your actuality, you can control. Your self-control is a sadhana. Self-control is a means. And therefore, a person need not shirk the topic. One need not bypass the topic by saying that I will be a quiet person. I will live in a cave. Even if you are quiet throughout the life, it's not going to help you. Even if you try to change your prakriti, even if your thinking changes, change is not what we need. Correction is our need. Change is not our need. Correction is our need. By changing means what? By one set, you replace one way of thinking by another way of thinking. One lifestyle is replaced by another lifestyle. That is change. But here I am talking The distortion doesn't go away by change of thinking. Distortion will get corrected by a correcting way of thinking, but the right thinking about your existence, the right thinking about your existence, that you are not the form. That I am the form is an erroneous thinking. It is a distorted thinking. The evidence cannot be the evident. The object is Anubhava Vishayam. Anubhava Vishayam is non-separate from Anubhava Swarupam. But Anubhava Swarupam cannot be Anubhava Vishayam, please. Anubhava Swarupam cannot be equated with Anubhava Vishayam. The one who experiences the body cannot be taken to be the body. And therefore, understand discerning between Anubhava Vishayam and Anubhava Swarupam. There is only a Vailakshanyam, there is only dissimilarity, but there is no division. Because the Anubhava Vishayam is non-separate from the Anubhava Swarupam. There is no division, there is no spatial division. But there is Vailakshanyam, there is dissimilarity, but there is no division. Discerning this is the topic, please. Discerning, understanding your nature is the topic. Indriyasya arthe. Then the 34th verse. Indriyasya arthe. In every sense object. Ragadvesha vyavastita. The likes and dislikes, the subjective likes and dislikes, raga and dvesha, these two vyavastita are present. Every object, when you see an object, it is always there are subjective likes and dislikes. Perception of an object. When you experience an object, you may have subjective likes and dislikes. I like it or I don't like it. Why you like it, that nobody understands. Maybe it is unpleasant and therefore I don't like it. Why does it look unpleasant? Maybe from prarabdhamji. Ultimately we have to go into prarabdham. Why does one person, ragadveshas are not our creations. I find myself with likes. I find myself with dislikes. And therefore the likes and dislikes for every object are there. Sometimes today I like the object, tomorrow I don't like the object. I find myself with likes and dislikes, but I accept them. Indriyasya arthe means in every sense object. Ragadvesha means likes and dislikes. Vyavastha means are present. They are not there. In one's thinking there are likes and dislikes. That means when you perceive an object, about that object, you will always have subjective likes and dislikes. Not that the object has likes and dislikes. About that, pertaining to that object, in your thinking there are likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes are a matter of thinking, please. They are not the problems of the object. But when you see an object, there are likes and dislikes in one's thinking. Tayorna vasham agachet. Let a thinking man not come under their spell. Subjectivity is there, but don't come under the spell of subjectivity. Tayorna vasham agachet. Tauhyasya paripantino. They are like highway robbers. Tau means these two, raga and dvesha. He indeed, asya means for this man. Paripantino means highway robbers. Paripantino means, the meaning of paripanthi means the one who ambushes is a highway robber who ambushes. Subjectivity always misleads you, please. Like a scientist does not go by subjectivity. He always goes by the sense evidence. Whereas Vedanta talks Anubhava, self-evidence. It goes by self-evidence. Evidence. It's not sense-evident. It doesn't go by sense-evidence. It goes by self-evidence. The Vedanta talks about self-evidence. And therefore, subjectivity, just as the scientist doesn't speculate about the things, he just really goes by sense evidence. Similarly, Vedanta goes by self-evidence, it doesn't speculate. And speculation is what is called subjectivity. And subjectivity is like an ambushing highway robber. And therefore, one should not come under the spell of subjectivity. Even when you believe the truth, when you say that God is in heaven, it is a subjective thinking. All beliefs are subjective. All faiths are subjective. And therefore, here, when it comes to your existence, it's not a belief. Your existence is not a matter of belief. It's not a matter of faith. It's a fact. It is a conscious fact, please. It is there. Whether you like it or not, you are there. Even when you say, I don't exist, even then you have to be existent even to say that sentence, even to feel that sentence that I am not there. The more you deny yourself, the more you assert your existence. And therefore, your existence is the topic of Vedanta. And therefore, do everything in order to recognize yourself. Thank you very much. And then we will continue the topic later on in the next class. And Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And the classes will continue either till 14th or 19th of April. Till then, please look after yourself. And then thereafter, I am going to Uttarkashi, and then we will restart our online classes from 28th of June. Till then, please look after yourself, and even beyond, please look after yourself, because while don't learn to love being alive. Living alone is the way by which you can understand the truth. You cannot understand the truth dead. Leaving the error has to be there to be corrected. And therefore, when we are alive, embodiment is like a red hot iron, and it has to be beaten when it is still hot. Thank you very much.